probably. We're in Iowa, and he is a heavy hauler, and I'm going to take a waltz around here, where we're going to see what exactly he is driving. What is this thing? Okay. Yeah. This is alternative energy in the making here. Steve just hauls these giant wind towers is all. It's windy, so we're going to jump up inside of his cab so we can hear what he's got to say.
Hi, my name's Steve Underwood, and I'm very, very excited and happy to be able to tell my fellow truck drivers about the product. I first used it in my semi. I had a 96 Freightliner, and it had 200,000 miles on it when I bought it. And I beat the open highway with a dry box for about 5 years, and I had about 800,000 miles on it when I first met Charles. And I treated my engine, transmission, and rear ends with that, and was very happy. The difference was noticeable right away. Went on down the road and went trucking, and my maintenance costs dropped as the months went by, and my dependability was fantastic. The ability to climb the hills was a lot better. I gained, at least with pulling a 45,000 pound load with the dry box, I gained 10 mile to 15 mile an hour up the hills because of defrictionizing the motor, transmission, and rear ends. And also, my fuel mileage was better just because of the fact that I didn't have to push the foot pedal near as hard. And of course, I run my cruise control at all times, as much as I can. And but my fuel mileage was improved. The motor ran quieter and smoother. My transmission was smoother and quieter, and shifted a lot easier. So I've had nothing but positives to say about the product. I bought my 2002 Kenworth 3 years ago, and I treated the CAT engine, C15, 550 horsepower, right away after I got it bought. Treated my transmission and my rear ends as well. My engine pulls fantastic. Transmission's quiet, and I haven't had it to touch the motor. It's got 720,000 miles on it right now. Just put the new CAT warranty on my truck, and they checked it all out. Done my oil services and also do the oil samples as well. Everything's always checked out real well. I want to go back to my Freightliner that I had. I drove it up to 1,200,000 miles, and the last 2 years that I used that Freightliner, I started pulling wind towers with that truck. And I went out west, picked up in Anacortes, Washington, hauled down to California, to the Mojave area. And I drove that truck for 2 years and hauled wind towers with that truck with 1,200,000 miles on it. And never touched the motor, had great service. I then sold it to my boss, and he put a company driver in that truck, and he drove it another year and a half, and pulling wind towers. So the truck, never rebuilt it. The truck had fantastic miles on it, but we were doing really heavy loads. We were doing probably around 145,000 pound gross weight with that truck. So, everything that I've seen and personally using the product, I think that it really cuts your maintenance. With the blue Freightliner I had, 1,200,000 miles on it when I sold it. I was never on the side of the road with a mechanical issue at all. Keep the alternator changed and change the oil. And I know you can stretch out your oil services because your oil's not breaking down as quickly. So, I never stretched the oil changes out very, very much. 15,000 miles with this truck and my old Freightliner, but I know that I could have, because my oil samples came back so good. There's no doubt in my mind that I could have stretched those oil services out. If you're looking to save money, you're a truck driver, you want to save money, you want to stay off the side of the road, I highly recommend the product. I put it in my GMC diesel pickup. I've got a van at home. I've got a Suburban at home. I've got a Kawasaki motorcycle at home. I treat all my vehicles and I like to put lots of miles on my vehicles that I have, so that I don't have to go out and purchase new vehicles. So it's saving me money, and by keeping the vehicles longer. You know, I get the vehicles paid off. I'm not paying interest, so I'm a big believer in it, and I highly recommend it to anybody. That $100 whatever dollars a jug that costs is very, very cheap. The money that I've saved literally thousands and thousands of dollars in maintenance costs. And downtime is always a costly thing, because you're not only spending money at the shop, but you're also not making money because you're not going down the road. So you're losing twice. And if you can keep out of the shop and keep rolling down the road, that's where you're going to make money. I can't give you an exact figure right now at the moment, but it saved me literally thousands of dollars. And I wish that every owner-operator and anybody that cared about their vehicles had the product and was using it, because I really believe it would be a great help to the trucking industry.